Michael. A lot of us have written and talked about him maybe testing the pro waters after this year. Did he get that serious about it with you guys? How much of a resource were you
we
about?
talked to him. We sent all his stuff in. He got his stuff back. I met with him yesterday afternoon, and he said he wants to come back.
So you got his stuff back yesterday?
Yep.
What would the evaluation say?
That's up to him to talk to you about. So I won't discuss any of our evaluations. That's a personal thing for him, so you can talk to him.
Okay.
We talked about it, and he said he never really had any intentions. He's excited to be back here, and he's really excited about finishing his degree. So.
How excited are you to have him back?
We're happy that all our guys are back. I think they again, it's their decision on what they want to do. We give them all the information. We had 9 guys test and figure out where they are, and then all of them are coming back. So that's an encouraging thing to do. I think those guys, it's important for them to get their degree. So.
Is that a situation where you almost would encourage them, even if they're not really thinking about going, encourage them to figure out where they're standing?
So you get all your information. So it's not in the dark, well, I wish I had known this. So we encouraged every person that is eligible. It's up to them. It's their decision. But we encouraged everybody, and we had 9 kids test. So.
Did you get a sense for how big a factor that was with Michael?
No, I didn't. No.
So were you much of a resource for him, you think?
Yeah, I gave him everything he had. But I've said it since day one. We'll provide all the information for you. If you want me to make some phone calls, you want me to talk to some presidents of organizations, general managers, all those other things, we can do all that. I'll get you all the information, and then you and your family make the decision. That's the decision you come up with.
Did you do all that?
Yeah.
Can you share any of the feedback you got on what
that's him. That's his personal thing. You can talk to him whenever you want.
Did you get the sense at all that it was a difficult decision for him, or do you think he came to it quickly?
No, I didn't get any sense that it was difficult. I don't think a lot of decisions are very difficult for him. He's a well thought out young man. So.
Is it perhaps nice to have that decision for him out of the way before you get down there, so it's not?
That was his choice. I didn't care.
Okay.
We don't let outside distractions affect us, and it was up to him on when he wanted to make the announcement or when he wanted to do anything. So he asked me yesterday after we met, can we send out something so that I don't get asked that question anymore? So that's fine.
And you said all 9 guys are coming back who tested the waters.
Any thoughts on practice today?
Yeah, practice was really good. We got a lot of real good situation work in today. It wasn't your normal Thursday where we walk. This is a full practice, but we just weren't in pads because we hit pretty good on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so we weren't going to hit today, but we still had a practice today. So it was a little bit different, but we played at a really, really fast tempo. Practiced really, really well for helmets, so I was really happy with the way the guys did perform. So we don't normally practice this way, so it was a new wrinkle for them, but they did a pretty good job with this.
Same thing tomorrow. You go pretty high tempo tomorrow.
We're going to be pretty high tempo again tomorrow. We're not getting ready. Then we'll go back down. We'll start back up on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday practice, and we get down there. So we'll hit again next Monday, next Tuesday, next Wednesday.
You've talked all season about the outside distractions not bothering you guys, and clearly you guys have handled that well. As you go down there next week, you guys feel like you're a little bit more prepared for the build-up and all the hype and everything because you went through that maybe last year and saw some of that Rose Bowl?
I mean, every year, every team's different.
Yeah.
There's kids that weren't involved, but you hope so. I think this team's different than last year's team. It's a lot more mature. They've got a real level head about them. There's a sense of, we've got other things to accomplish. When you watched our kids, they were excited about winning the Pac-10, but that wasn't the end-all for them. They were excited about winning the Civil War, but that wasn't the end-all for them. They played like they got another game to play. And it's a good mindset to have in this situation. So.
Were there things you guys could have done better maybe last year, not the week leading in?
Yeah, we could have won the game. That would have made a lot happier for us.
Yeah.
But I think again, it wasn't just us. It was Ohio State was a good football team.
Yeah.
And I think people always. And it's a unique aspect to Oregon football since I've been here is when we lose, we did something wrong that no one else, We lost to Boise 19-8. They were the number 3 team in the country, and you know what? Give them credit. They're a really good football team. I give all the credit in the world. Terrell Pryor played the game of his life, and he deserves all the credit for playing the game of his life. And I thought their defense did an outstanding job against our offense last year, so they deserve credit for that.
Guys have talked about kind of maybe not being as focused as you'd have liked. How did that manifest itself beyond just the final score of the game?
Well, you can talk to those guys about what their focus and concentration was like, and was it where we needed to be. But we made some mistakes in that game that we don't normally make. So, we didn't throw the ball very well in that game. We were 9 of 20 throwing the ball, and that's not a prototypical performance, a typical performance of what we do. So, you can look in the results and say that we weren't as focused as we needed to be to win that game.
Jeff, going against a guy like Cam, is it a nice security blanket having a guy like Talmadge back there who's so calm? I mean, does his personality kind of?
No, I think they're all like that. I think, their entire defense is like that. Spence and Casey, and it's a real mature group. But obviously, Talmadge is our best player in the secondary, and you can just ask the Pac-10 coaches because they're the ones who vote on all Pac-10, and they picked him to be first team all Pac-10. So they have a lot of respect for him. We have a tremendous amount of respect for him. I think Talmadge has been, a real great influence back there. But I think Marvin Johnson gives that to us. But most of those guys, the great part about the byproduct of being down last year, losing Willie, losing Walter, and losing TJ for a predominant amount of the season, is some of those young players were forced to play. So instead of being first-year players this year, they're second-year players this year. But Talmadge is definitely the leader in that group. So.